Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I've got Matt Mazany with me. Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, this is what's happening. I'm going to do your introduction properly.
All right.
So first of all, because
let me tell you about something real. No, please,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah,
last time we bust off on tangents before the thing.
we
I'll let you go.
But first, we're going to mention Big Brothers. You were on this podcast because your film Big Brothers was at Sherman Oaks Film Festival last year. Took home the Filmmakers Award for Outstanding Writing for a Comedy. So, by the way, maybe you were before, but I am sitting across from an award-winning comedy writer.
Oh my gosh.
That's fully
Chester
true.
has an award for Chester the guinea pig has an award. This guy's incredible. He's got what doesn't he have?
If you saw Chester's screenplays, you'd be
man.
I could use more squeaks.
Write what you know.
He actually purrs when we're done. We'll scratch him and you'll get to hear.
That's amazing.
The noises guinea pigs make are actually as cute as they are. I gotta admit. But anyway.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes I've been teased, like, why don't you just do a guinea pig podcast? No, so anyway. So you won the award for Best Writing Comedy, Outstanding Writing Comedy, and people can see Big Brothers. If they go to the show notes, there'll be a link right to watch it.
Check it out.
And they should, because it's an award-winning comedy. It's fucking great. It's got everything to it. And if people want to learn more about that film and yourself, they should listen to the podcast before this one, because this podcast is a 4 questions episode, which means Matt will be answering, name 3 films that you love, name an underrated film, name an overrated film, and name a lesser-known film that people should seek out. I happen to know that you are a genuine cinephile in addition to everything you are, because you're one of those people when you were young, you caught on to the AFI Top 100 list and fucking pursued it, paid attention, watched films. You were interested in great filmmaking. So you are clearly a cinephile.
I would consider myself a cinephile, but when you're out in Los Angeles, you as a cinephile, you feel pedestrian next to some real cinephiles. If I go in the Criterion Closet compared to some of my friends, I'm not all the coolest picks. And
some people have more knowledge, but do they have the love?
That's what you need. Yeah, I love
and
the
you
movies
got the love.
I love a good movie, man. I love going to the theater and watching a movie. It's like the best. It's where I just love to be. Is just in a theater watching a movie, man.
Absolutely, as you stated before. All right, so you want to just jump into question number 1?
Yes. So this is top 3 movies.
Although, in fairness, you can do your top 3.
Right.
In fairness, people find, name the best 3 movies ever made such an annoyingly intimidating, they're like, how can I just name 3? I'm like, well, that's why it actually says just name 3 favorites, just 3 films that you love. You know, if you leave something off, if you need to do, by the way, I'm not wearing a black and white striped shirt with a whistle. If you name more than 3, I'm not going to go, whoa, you can't. So feel free. Name some films you love.
Okay, cool. So this is like you said, it's a nightmare question always, because it is like when you watch all the movies, it's hard to name 3. So this is first that came to mind. They're big formative movies for me, and I guess the first one I'm going to start with is Fargo. Once again, this came out at a certain time when I was probably not allowed to watch R-rated movies, but I would watch R-rated movies, and this Fargo was one that I was fascinated with. And as I get on in years, I just the tone of this movie is just so incredible. It's so dark, but it's so funny, and it still works this day. And it's just a. Also, I guess growing up, I grew up in Alaska. We talked about that. I do think that the mood of a snowy place is so. It's so evocative, and it's so rarely captured on film. It should be more, but I just love everything about Fargo. I think the performances are great. I think William H. Macy is such an incredible heel. He's such a good bad guy, and then Frances McDormand is just we talked a lot about pro wrestling last one, but you talk about a great baby face and a great heel. You got Frances McDormand, and you got William H. Macy, and they're just so perfect together. And I don't know. I love Fargo.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
It's a perfect movie. I just want to add that, amazingly, it led to one of my favorite TV series, because that Fargo series amazes me how they've managed to just keep it going and make it every season just amazing to me.
I feel like I'm about to. I watched season 1 and 2, and I kind of fell off for whatever reason in season 3, and I know they're all great. So I'm thinking about rewatching 1 and 2 and just going all the way through.
And I don't know how to say that. I don't mean to use hyperbole, but the last one,
yeah,
might even be the best.
Oh, boy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love that Fargo inspired that, and I know the Coen brothers are somewhat involved in it as well, but they're geniuses. So excellent choice, for sure.
Okay. Now the next one I'm going to go with is, and this one I would say it was a toss-up between the two movies. Once again, much like I talked about Steven Spielberg doing Schindler's List and Jurassic Park in the same year. Incredible feat. I think another feat that is almost at that level is Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles. Also came out in the same year. And
I never knew that.
74, I believe. And they were both out in the same year.
Same year.
Yeah.
And both flawless.
They're amazing. And I think Blazing Saddles might be the movie I've watched the most of any movie. But I'm gonna go with Young Frankenstein. And I love Young Frankenstein, and it's one of my concepts in comedy that I stick with is that like nothing about that movie is this sounds weird because I laugh. Nothing about that movie is funny. Nobody's being funny. It's just everything is. It's the math of it is so hard, and the way I explain it to comedians who are doing sketch comedy, for instance, is when you're doing film, when you do a two-man sketch, you do Abbott and Costello. You have a straight man. You have somebody who's crazy. Somebody who's a voice of reason, and you have a rule breaker and a rule maker. You have a zig and you have a zag, and it has that thing. And what the amazing thing that you do is when you have a film, a comedy film, the straight man, the voice of reason, the thing that grounds it and sets up the expectations that the rules can break, can be your filming style and the scene that you're in. And so everything about that feels exactly like a Frankenstein movie, but there's just these silly moments that break the rules of a Frankenstein movie, and that's what makes that work. It's like the film itself can be your straight man. It doesn't have to be somebody on screen going like, "Well, excuse me, you're not supposed to do that." You can do that with the film because we all understand how Frankenstein should feel by the time that movie came out, and the way that they act in that movie just makes it. Gene Wilder is just like. With slight tweaks, he could be the lead in a horror movie version of Frankenstein. It's just when he goes over to the 10%, it just really works. And one more thing I'll say about the comedy thing is that director I know, Jeff Dutton, who's a brilliant guy, he said this thing where he was directing a lot of comedies, and then somebody asked him like, "Oh, could you direct like a drama?" And he goes, "That's super easy because that's like asking a chef." Well, sure, you can make a cheeseburger, but can you make a hamburger? And I'm like, yeah, you just take the cheese out. That's just the only thing you do. And the same thing with like a drama and a comedy is you just take the cheese out. Now that comedy is a drama if it's really, really well done.
I do agree. And I wanna mention one extra thing about Young Frankenstein too, which is it's so obvious how much Mel Brooks loved the source material.
Yes.
Right? He's not mocking stuff.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles doesn't mock Westerns. Young Frankenstein doesn't mock Universal classic monsters. He loved those films, and it's as much a tribute as it is a comedy, right? And that's another reason why it works perfectly. Yeah,
and not to plug my own stuff, but I only have just made this connection now during this moment. But one of my favorite sketches I did in this sketch group I did called Cascade Up. And if you go to my website, mattmazany.com, I think it's still on the top page, but there's this sketch called, I think the title is Alien Belly Fart, which is a really bad title. But it's essentially what we did is we did the dinner scene from Alien where the alien pops out of the guy. Because all I wanted to do, this is just all the joke is that, and I play the guy, is that the alien pops out and it's and the guy goes like, and I love in movies when people like talk with a blood in their mouth. So I was performing in this one, but I had a bunch of blood in my mouth, and I'm just saying like, I didn't fart, and everybody's like, I don't think you farted. I think somebody's ripped out of your stomach. It goes like, no, I must have sounded like the alien. When the alien came out, it probably sounded like a fart, but it wasn't a fart. And he's like really concerned that somebody thought he farted. But as stupid as that idea sounds at the concept, we really went out of our way to make the alien part feel like Alien. And I realized like that is exactly the same thing that Young Frankenstein does, which I did not make the connection that sketch is very Young Frankenstein inspired. So,
but it is for sure.
I'm glad
Mel Brooks inspired.
Oh, he's the man.
And I'll add, don't you dare say that a movie title with the word fart in it is that is high art.
Yeah. Because you let people know what it is. They know what there's going into it.
And, there's not enough farting. Actually, farting is one of the hardest things to pull off in film.
Yeah.
It always seems fake.
Yeah, the Blazing Saddles famously almost got the X rating for a fart.
I remember being so furious as a kid because when they would show Blazing Saddles on broadcast TV back in the 70s, when you would, and 80s, they edited out the farts.
Yeah.
It was just a silent scene of men eating. And then what Pickens comes out and waves his hat, and there's no reason for him to wave his hat.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they had the balls to show that without the fart sounds.
Why not just cut the whole scene?
Exactly.
Yeah. My mom has a story of somebody took her out on a first date to Blazing Saddles, and when the fart scene came on, she was so offended that she walked out of the date. So she's like, "Why did you take me to this weird movie?" It was but yeah, at the time, the editor, Danny Green, who edited that movie, he was at LA Film School, or went to film school, and he told the story where he basically he thought Mel Brooks was a genius, but he fought him tooth and nail. Danny Green, creatively, he just goes, "We need to cut these farts down. There need to be less farts," and they didn't. And the movie history. So
movie history, just like the putting on the Ritz from Young Frankenstein, Gene Wilder believed in, and Mel didn't.
Yeah,
and they fought and fought.
Yep,
and Mel to this day says Gene was right.
Yep.
He listened to his collaborator.
There's in Big Brothers, not to spoil, there's a big fight in Big Brothers, and at some point in this movie that's very grounded, somebody shoots a fireball out of their hand. They shoot a Hadouken from Street Fighter, and I got so many notes from friends who were just like, "Dude, breaks the reality of the movie." I'm like, I don't know, it's like Simpsons. It's just, if it's funny, if it's the funniest thing, we can have it. And it always gets a laugh in the theater. And my friend goes like, "Well, you were right about the fireball." So
excellent.
Sometimes you got to trust
to your
that
guns. Yeah. Stick to them. All right, you got one more coming?
One more. I'm going to go with, this is one that has become my comfort movie in terms of I'd love to just turn it on and let it play. And it's the Long Goodbye with Ellie Gould. I think it's just a slick movie. It's the vibes are so 70s. It's so LA. There's the incredible trope in this movie of there's only one song in the movie, which is they're singing the Long Goodbye. So he goes to the grocery store, and the grocery store is playing elevator music of the Long Goodbye, and it happens every day. And then he goes to the radio, and the radio is playing that same song. Then he goes to a bar, and a bar is playing on the piano. Things like that are so cool. And once again, the performances are just so great. It's such a grimy 70s movie. Elliot Gould's just so effortlessly cool, and it's just strange because it shouldn't work in so many ways because he's like a really passive character, but it just works because he just vibes through this world. It's just it's such an incredible movie. I just love The Long Goodbye.
Excellent. All right. Question number 2 is a film that is underrated.
Underrated. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. If you don't mind, I'm going to do.
You can change it.
No, I'm going to do underrated and overrated as a pair because I'm going to talk about them. So. Because I'm going to do 2 movies from the same director. I think one's underrated, one's overrated. I think they need to swap each other. And so the underrated movie is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and the overrated movie is Stagecoach. I think if you want somebody to watch an old Western and an old John Ford movie, I think that the best movie they can watch for that is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. And I think that Stagecoach, though very grand and epic and very good in a lot of ways, I just think it doesn't hold up as well as Liberty Valance does. And the other thing about it is I think that Liberty Valance has both John Wayne at the height of his powers and Jimmy Stewart at the height of his powers. And I just love to see them together and them kind of their movie star personas really clash in a way that it's thematic to the movie because John Wayne's about the Old West and things were this way. And if you got the gun and you're the toughest guy, you win. And then Jimmy Stewart's no, it's it's the power of law and education. And they have this fight and it's this, but they love each other, but they hate each other. They fall in love with the same women. It's such a great movie. So it's so moody. I love Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. And Stagecoach, though very great, I don't think it's John Wayne's best Western. So let's swap those 2 in the discourse. I'm calling it.
Excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And Westerns deserve some acknowledgement too.
Yeah.
And now it makes even more sense that they put Young Frankenstein in instead of Blazing Saddles because you would have been too Western heavy.
That's right. It's too much.
So you're right on theme.
Yep.
All right. One left, which is by the way, I have to admit, I never saw Long Goodbye.
Yeah.
So.
Man, you're going to love it.
I got to see it.
You're going to flip.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
A lesser-known film that people should seek out.
Okay, so this one is actually, if I'm ever on a movie podcast, I always mention the movie because I love this movie, And nobody talks about it because it's so rare. I had it on VHS as a kid, and we watched the hell out of it. And I've never even seen the first one. I've only seen this. This is a sequel to a movie. It's called Kung Fu Kids 2. It's a Hong Kong karate movie, and here's the kicker. It is starring children, and the children are stunt performers. And they are in full-on fights. These are like 10-year-old, 12-year-old kids getting thrown through plate glass, like doing stunts, like drop kicking people. Like, it's unbelievable. Because they're also like, by the way, they're good. They're really, really good. And it's so silly. Like, it's such a silly movie. I mean, it's a kid's movie, but there's just like so much, like, at the beginning, there's they're raised by their grandparents, and the grandparents are clearly 30-year-old martial arts masters who are in bad old age makeup. And they have a duel where the grandma and the grandpa have a duel for the custody of the kids. And they do it they fill their lawn with soda cans, and they step on the soda cans, and they fight while standing on soda cans. Whoever touches the grass loses. And there's just things like that. And there's like a pro wrestler that fights. So these 3 kids fight this like 6'5" giant guy. And then there's this guy who's like wears a mask, and he has these headaches. And if he doesn't get his pills, he will freak out. And he starts beating up everybody, and he's like evil. It's just like these big arch type things, and this amazing choreography, amazing stunt work. Kung Fu Kids 2, man, and the dubs are so bad. Like, I mean, I love that. I'm like in love with the dubs, but the dubs are just really, really big and broad. And I don't know, like this movie, like it's that thing when you watch something nostalgic you ever watch something nostalgic and it gets in your jaw. Does that make sense to you at all? Like, I watch something nostalgic sometimes, and I feel it in my jaw. Like, I feel like warm and like this feeling of my jaw just kind of like starts like feeling like light and tickly. If something's really, really nostalgic, and that's what the movie does it for me.
I mean, you just made me nostalgic. I was just thinking, I guess when there's kids in your life or young adults in your life, you always think to yourself, you just made me think how kind of sad it is now that the poorly dubbed martial arts film.
Yeah.
Like, kids today don't grow up on just seeing that on TV every weekend, you know? Like, it was on TV all the time when I was a kid. Just like, you know, whether it was Bruce Lee or other stuff. Like, it was such a staple in our lives. And I mean, I'm happy that kids are watching Korean cinema and other stuff and stuff from Japan, but that, I don't know if that genre lives on.
I mean, it's really like Jackie Chan seemed to be holding the torch, and people still will revisit stuff, and his stuff's incredible. But
he's isn't he like 5-10 years kind of retired-ish?
I think he's in a new movie. I think there's Kung Fu, or there's the Karate Kid, the Legacy sequel with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan are teaming up to be the Mr. Miyagi, and he has like stunt fights at like 79 years old. He's
all right. Well, then I'm just out of touch.
No. I honestly didn't know this till like a week ago, and I saw like a featurette I saw Jackie Chan fighting at like age 80. I'm like, this is crazy. He's insane. He may be the greatest living director right now, and I mean that right up against Marty and right up against Ridley and the whole deal. His direction is like so top notch. Storytelling with just physicality and gags and camera work, and I mean, I love Jackie Chan movies. But watch Kung Fu Kids 2. It's not as good as a Jackie Chan movie, but god dang, it has
it's worth seeing. Yeah.
Child stunt actors, bad. Shouldn't have them. It's not fair to kids. You shouldn't do it. But since they already shot this and it exists, go enjoy it. It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, an excellent list.
Yeah, I hope if you guys enjoyed it, like hit up the pod and let them know. And if I found out that somebody watched Kung Fu Kids 2 for the first time because of this recommendation, that would make my heart glow, man. I would love that.
Well, I might do it.
Oh boy,
and I might try to get all my nieces and nephews to watch it.
Yeah,
our 17-year-old will only watch horror.
Oh well,
but that's acceptable.
Yeah, I get that. You got to go to that phase,
you know.
We'll see. What's his big horror movie? What's his big touchdown?
Well, actually, we sort of land on The Autopsy of Jane Doe is considered one of the best made horror films in this house.
Interesting. I don't think I've seen that one.
It's good. That's all I got to say. It's and we watched a lot together. Although what I will say for her is, she came home from like a slumber party at age 13 and announced she would only watch horror from now on. And so I would, especially during COVID, we would watch like a horror movie every Friday and Saturday, and I'm like, I can't watch them 7 nights in a row.
Yeah.
But every Friday and Saturday, you pick the horror film. And after a whole bunch, I said, you know what? you've seen all this demonic possession in Insidious and Conjuring, all this. This Friday, we're going to watch The Exorcist.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And it held up, and she appreciated it, and she considered it a great movie. So I'm super proud of her.
Oh man, that's truly scary. We scared my sister by making her watch that when she was too young. We're talking about Rex real quick. I won't be. But speaking of William Friedkin, To Live and Die in L.A. is finally on streaming. It's been like you can't buy DVDs of it. It's hard to find. So I did not see this movie for the longest time. That is becoming a movie that I turn on in my house every once in a while just to watch. It's so incredible. It's so dark. It's so like gritty. It's a ton of fun.
All right, I'll finish this off with a little factoid / brag, which is in college, I not only loved that film, I don't have it anymore, but I had the soundtrack on vinyl.
Oh.
And we played it all the time because it's actually a great soundtrack.
It is.
It's one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many great soundtracks, but it is a fantastic soundtrack. Mostly instrumental, not just the song that Wing Chung sang, but
it's incredible vibes, and I love how like William Friedkin's movies are truly like dark and kind of fucked up. Like
there ain't a good guy.
There ain't a good guy. No,
it's not black hat, white hat.
No,
there's no good guy.
Yeah, no, it's that one is like very recent to me. That's like my newest little favorite movie that I'm just digging into.
It's that is it. Wow, I haven't seen that since the 80s.
I think it's on Prime right now.
I think that's 40 years ago.
Oh, boy. No, that's not. It couldn't be that long ago. Couldn't be. It's probably.
I think it was. Yeah. Well, anyway.
This isn't a math podcast. We're not going to do that subtraction.
I embrace my age these days.
There you go.
I'm not. Whatever. All right. Let me do the wrap up.
All right.
First of all, Matt Mazany, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. You were as fun to talk to here as you were at the theater, which that was a really fun Q&A.
It was fun. And Eddie was there. It was great. It was a good time.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So people should watch Matt's film, Big Brothers. The link is in the show notes. And also check out his website, social media, blah, 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 your podcast, everything. So check all that out. And if you want to learn, thank you for listening to Discover Indie Film. If you want to learn more about this podcast, go to discoverindiefilm.com. On social media, it's always at DIFWins. I forgot in Matt's interview podcast to mention, if you want to learn more there's also a website called discoverindiefilm.org, which is the nonprofit that runs the film festivals. I'm trying to mention the nonprofit more because I'm warming up to trying to like do more with it.
Okay.
Because, let's be honest. The arts matter. And I don't know how much longer this country will let us even stay a nonprofit. So,
yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. I should not put that out there. So anyway, and I mentioned it runs film festivals. Those two festivals, Sherman Oaks Film Festival that screened and gave awards to Big Brothers, is every December. You can learn more at ShermanOaksFF.com, and it's at ShermanOaksFF on social media. It's that's every December, and we're having the 10th this December, the 10th year. And its sister is Film Invasion Los Angeles that we hold every June. That's filminvasionla.com and at filminvasionla on social media. And in fact, we have 60-ish films selected for it. Ooh. And in the next 2-3 days, I'm going to work out the schedule and see if we can add some more. Although we're also wondering for the 10th anniversary if we should bring back shorts from like the first one.
Oh, cool.
10 years ago, right? Like
that's a neat idea.
I was thinking we won't have time because there were too many good films submitted. But
yeah.
I love the idea of like grabbing like the Best in Fest short from every year.
Yeah.
But we never did Best in Fest till recently because we were forced to. But I'll explain that.
What about
later.
like a lobby TV that's just like playing it on a loop or something?
That would be groovy.
Yeah, there's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
a brainstorm in the plugs? Are you kidding me? This is great.
Yeah. All right. So Film Invasion LA, I already said the link, right?
Yes.
I said the website and all that. And I mentioned their sisters, and I'll mention the cousin. Film Invasion Lima, Peru, January 2026. I'll see you there January 16th and 17th. Just meet me in Lima. I'll be there. I believe my wife will come, which is, I shouldn't say this, but She actually never comes to the festivals that are here in LA, but Lima, she's going to go with me.
You need an excuse to go to Lima, but you got to go to Lima if you can.
And we will forgive the people of Peru for eating guinea pigs. It's their local protein. What are you going to do?
Would you try it? Would you try it?
No.
Okay.
No. I've had friends say you've got to try it, and I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest you eat your pets.
No.
It's just not. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to Chessie. All right, so anyway. Oh, my God. It's just because I'll cover for myself. Matt expressed to me how much he loves pets.
Yes. Oh,
and
big pet
he
guy.
looked at our furry little guy who happens to be in the room where we record. And so I've mentioned Chester a little more than normal because, I got someone who appreciates the cuteness.
Oh, man. I'm looking. Look at the goddamn ears. They're so tiny.
His little movements are so cute.
It's so
I swear
funny.
to God. Sometimes I've joked we should put a webcam on there and just do a live stream.
Oh, boy.
Chester life. All right, Matt, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.